Good news, everyone. A Canadian politician is finally keeping a promise. The bad news is that it's Kathleen Wynne, because she just started hiring her very first round of extra labor code police. At the beginning of the year, Ontario's minimum wage jumped from $11.60 all the way up to $14 an hour. It was a 21% hike just overnight. And there was immediate backlash from the business community. Some Tim Hortons franchisees cut back on voluntary perks and voluntary benefits to account for the nearly $244,000 the average Tim Hortons franchisee will have to dish out in extra wages because of the minimum wage hike. Wynne called these people bullies for their efforts to keep their businesses afloat. And some Toronto daycares raised their fees by nearly 24% to deal with their increase in labor costs. But the business community was just keeping their word. They had already warned Kathleen Wynne that they would have to take steps and make cuts to offset these higher wage costs. And now, unfortunately, Kathleen Wynne is keeping her word too. And Ontario businesses should be very, very worried. The Ontario Liberals promised to hire up to 175 new inspectors to enforce their sweeping changes to the labor code. And how will these 175 new labor enforcers know where and what to look for? Well, don't worry. The Ottawa Labour Council, a union, has set up a hotline, a snitch line really, to publicly shame businesses who are cutting paid breaks and other benefits just to stay in business. You see, all the recon, well, it's already done for the inspectors. Anyway, I was snooping around on the Ontario Government Jobs website, and I found a jobs listing. The Ontario government is hiring its first round of labor code enforcers. The first 13 of 175 are being hired for Mississauga, Scarborough, Sudbury, and London. This is the first baker's dozen of quasi-police Wynne is hiring to bully, harass, and target Ontario's remaining entrepreneurs. Good thing they didn't hire 13 actual, cops or nurses, or better yet, not even grow government at all. You Ontarians, you really dodged a bullet there. Now, these employment standards officers will be making between $1,339 per week all the way up to $1,647 per week. That's nearly $70,000 per year, all the way up to $85,000 per year. Oh, and that's a union job too, with very expensive benefits. That's a pretty decent chunk of change, but let's remember, Wynne's hiring 175 of these people, which means on the high end, just to enforce Wynne's new labor rules, she had to increase the government payroll by nearly $15 million. Must be nice for Kathleen Wynne to have an endless pit of taxpayer money to cover her additional payroll. Ontario small business owners just don't have that same luxury. People often forget that every new government rule is more often than not just an excuse to hire more government workers. Every single rule grows government, and growing government just makes life more expensive for the people who have to pay the bills. And life is expensive enough for the people of Ontario. For the Rebel.media, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid. What you just saw there was my daily video, but I also have my own full-length show here on the Rebel called The Gun Show, available only to our premium subscribers. So get access to all the episodes of my show and all of our amazing new premium content, including John Cardillo's new show, Off the Cuff Declassified. Treat yourself to a Rebel subscription today.